Welcome to Roundup Reddit, your go-to channel for the most compelling and relatable stories from Reddit. Sit back, relax, and let's dive into today's dramatic tales. Story 1. Got blamed for divorcing cheating husband. I was blindsided by my husband for years. I never knew that he cheated until the affair partner and his 8-year-old son showed up at our house during my mother-in-law's birthday. It was quite a mess at that time. Since it was kind of a family gathering and both our families were there, the affair partner said that since my husband is the father of the child, he has to raise him as well. Financial support is not enough. He should be a father figure to the child. My mother-in-law agreed and said she wanted to raise the child in our home. I was so angry that I decided to divorce my husband and said it in front of everyone. My family agreed with my decision and were supportive of me, while my husband's family disagreed. My 15-year-old daughter disagreed as well. She asked me and my family to forgive her father so that our family would not be broken. My husband also cried so hard at that time and asked for my forgiveness, but I was not buying it. He knew from the start that cheating is one of the deal breakers of our marriage, since we discussed it beforehand. What hurts the most is the betrayal of my daughter. At first, she kept asking me to forgive her father. She said her father promised not to do it again. She kept pestering me so that I would listen to and give up the idea of divorce and not break the family apart and continue living with her father as if everything was fine. She also said that her half-brother was innocent at all, so it was fine to live with us. You can't imagine how devastated I was as I listened to her bees. When I asked her if she and the mother-in-law knew about the affair, she stuttered and changed the subject. From then on, I knew that they all knew. I told her that all of them were the ones who broke the family apart by their betrayal, not me. Fast forward, divorce was successful, and since the house was mine before marriage, then my husband and mother-in-law moved out. Now, my daughter and mother-in-law hated me and blamed me for breaking the family apart and being a hard-hearted bitch, according to them. My daughter also moved out with them. The last I heard, the mistress and her son were living with all of them. I no longer have a daughter and a husband. I'm in my own company. Anyway, I still have my parents and my brothers who stand by my side. They are my strongest support system. What is a daughter? I still have my nephews and nieces I can dote on instead. I can't say I'm okay at this moment, but I wish someday I will be. I hope things will be better in the near future. Additional info. My ex-mother-in-law has been my daughter's caregiver since my daughter was 6 months old, so there might be something about it that I don't know. I also thought that my ex-husband's entire family seemed to know as well, but it doesn't matter now, is it? The devastation they caused me was really hard for me to overcome. Edit, I still love my daughter. I just don't like her right now. When my anger's gone, I might talk to her. Not yet this time. When is the right time? I don't know. At this stage, if I talk to my daughter, it will become a yelling match, so I'm trying to avoid it. I love her. I just don't like her. Thank you all for the kind words. I'm still trying to move on, but it's not that easy. I'm still at the stage where anger is still dominant and still trying to calm myself down. Story 2. Am I wrong for divorcing my husband that was cheating on me for half of our marriage? My oldest thinks so, as does my family. Update. Thank you for the replies while I am doing the laundry. As some said yes, I most likely was seeking some form of validation because I do not have much of a support system. That is something I will need to change. It is not healthy to come to strangers on the internet to complain about my circumstances. To answer some of the questions I saw, I apologize if I missed some. Why did I marry the guy? I was an idiot and fell for the act and charm. My oldest does not know the details. I was advised by his therapist to ease him into it because he is in a fragile state. I told him we just could not get along anymore, but I will always love him and will always be here with him. It was not my idea to be in such a situation where my youngest came and comforted me and everyone was right. I cannot let my child make me cry or show weakness around him. If I let him walk all over me, he will do the same to other women. I'm going to try and see about joining some support groups, either in person or through Facebook or something. Every poster is correct and got me thinking, why do I stay in contact with my family? They offer no value or support. I do need to get myself into therapy. I always come up with the excuse I don't have time, but I need to make the time. As to the poster that mentioned, I need a script 100%, and I will be working on one. And I will no longer entertain my son's behavior. Of course, I will not yell or hit him, but I will let him know what he is doing is not okay. And if he keeps it up, then I will be taking things away from him. I know their therapist will be against this, since they do not believe it is fair to punish him for his feelings. But his feelings are not right and need to change. I am sure I missed many comments. I do appreciate all the great advice and wisdom. I need that kick in the ass. I need to stop being a punching bag. How can I expect my child to respect women or myself if I have no respect for myself? Much love, thank you again. Throwaway. My ex-husband of 14 years was cheating on me for around 7 of those years. I asked for a divorce, and we have been divorced for 2 years. My ex just vanished after the divorce, does not pay children's support, and ignores court dates. His parents blame me because they have not had contact with him also. My oldest blames me because he does not have contact with him. Our two youngest seem to be the most understanding. Last week was our oldest birthday, and for the second year in a row, his father was not present. The issue is, he blames me. And yes, my 13-year-old son made me cry. He said, I am the worst mother ever. Our lives suck because I put myself before the family. I get it on paper, yes. Our lives were better. He was a shitty husband, but he did give his kids the entire world. My mom even calls me dumb because she said as a mother I need to think of my kids first before myself. She claims I should have waited until the kids were 18 and sucked it up until then. Granted, she is still married to my father, who not only cheated but has children with 2 other women my mother raised. I saw that life and lived it. I wanted no part of it. Our kids are in therapy. The oldest is not adjusting. His therapist told me he has some worrisome views regarding women, especially for his age. My 2 youngest did try to comfort me, but I feel so hopeless. My child thinks I am a monster because of actions their father made. I know what I did was not wrong, but also, at the same, I feel guilty. Yes, our sex life did tank after our third child was born, which was around the time he started to cheat. I just was not into it. He barely did anything around the house. He had the mindset his job was to provide and discipline. Everything else is obviously on me. I knew if I divorced him, he would do everything to avoid his responsibilities, because he was always open about how men should be free to do as they please, while women should only be for one person. And if those women cannot fulfill their duties, she is a failure. I tried, but I just did not have it in me. I am not sure what my intent is in this post. Maybe I am just seeking validation because pretty much everyone around me thinks I am an idiot. When your mother and child call you selfish, it does give someone a moment of pause. I feel as if I failed my kids. Story 3. How can I, 28 female, save my marriage? Should I divorce my cheating husband? 34 male. This is a long story about my cheating husband. I guess I need to get it off my chest and someone on the outside to tell me what to do. So me, 28 female, and my husband, M, 34 male, have been together for 10 years now, married for 2. We both wanted kids, but I always valued my independence a lot. So I was scared to become a mother and lose basically all of my freedom. So after I got pregnant, M promised me he would work less when the baby comes and help me. He is a co-owner of a big company and also works there as a head of a department, and the agreement was he will sell his part of the company and keep working there, only part-time basically, just to oversee his department, while finding someone to cover his position. However, the company got into a bit of a liquidity issue, and the initial buyer changed his mind, and when the baby arrived prematurely this February, M was working harder than ever. When he dropped me and our baby home from the hospital, he immediately left for work. He did not stay with us, not even for one day, and it went south from there. M would work like crazy. He stopped talking to me about his work and coworkers because it stressed him out, and we fought a lot because I was very lonely and felt like he doesn't care about me or the baby when he works long hours. Generally, this was a very dark time for me, but the memory that stands out is him telling me I should start working out again to lose the baby weight because I was not attractive to him like this. I cried every time he mentioned that. Anyway, one morning in July, a stranger started talking to me in front of our house to inform me that his girlfriend, K30 female, who was M's employee, is having an affair with MK, was everything M hated. She was a smoker, club girl, had tattoos, fake hair, fake nails, fake lashes, and a 3-year-old child. Apparently, M and K have been spending hours together in one of M's apartments. The boyfriend took K's keys and went in and took a video of the empty apartment. There was nothing inside, just a bed, condoms, some underwear and hygiene products and towels that I recognized from our home. He also said that K already admitted the affair and the fact that M promised her he will take care of her and allegedly told her he loved her. I confronted M and he denied it again and again and again and told me that Kay needed a place to stay since her boyfriend kicked her out. So he offered his appet. When I told him I saw proof, he finally admitted they kissed, but that is all. They mostly just talked and that he was lonely and she needed him and he felt like I don't need him anymore. I honestly don't care much. That's how bad our relationship was at that time. I just thought about our baby girl and how she needs both of her parents, so I did not think of divorce at all. I just told me that Kay needs to disappear from his life, and he agreed. Also, I talked to the co-owner of the company, let's call him R, 30 male, who knew all about the situation and told me nothing, because bros before Hosami right. He promised me that Kay will get fired. Legally, she was not an employee, but a contractor, so they would just stop using her services. Em and I started to work on our relationship, and it seemed that everything was getting better. But fast forward September, I had a feeling something was off, so I randomly air tagged our car and immediately watched M, who left for work as usual. drive to a building complex in Kay's neighborhood. So I called him to tell him I know where he is and with who and that I'm done with him. He drove to the nearest mall and FaceTimed me to prove that he is working and I'm crazy, but he didn't know about the airbag, so I told him. He then came home and told me he is only meeting with Kay because they are starting a new project and he needs her to be a part of that. So I said absolutely not, but he wouldn't budge and told me I can't tell him how to do his job. So I gave him an ultimatum, me or her, and it wasn't just a threat. I felt like cutting her off is the first step, the bare minimum, and the fact he wasn't willing to do even that was eye-opening. So I really started thinking about divorce. This led to a lot of fighting, and we decided to go to couples therapy. A day before our first therapy, M decided to start the project with someone else and really cut K off. I think it's just because he knew the therapist would tell him that in order to start to heal our relationship, he has to end his affair. And of course, she told him that. Well, never mind. Now that Kay was really gone, I felt a lot lighter. And even though I had occasional outbursts of anger, things went kind of well. I was hopeful after the therapy sessions that everything will be fine until I got a message from my friend L, 30, female, who also works with M, telling me that she would like to tell me what's happening in the office. So we met up and L told me that Kay was not the only mistress M had. Apparently, some other coworker saw M in his office kissing another girl. Let's call her B, 26, female. And the rumors got to L, so she carefully talked about it with R, and he confirmed that they kissed, and B is in love with M, and told him she will wait for him until our baby's a bit older, so he can leave us for her. And this happened earlier, even before the affair with K, or simultaneously. I do not have a reliable timeline. However, when B found out about K, she was really pissed and moved on. So, as of now, they are just co-workers again. L also told me other stuff about K, like that everyone hated her, she was manipulating M, even R was persuading M to get rid of her. But I'm told K he would take care of her and tried to come up with different ways to keep her in the company in a way I wouldn't find out. But in the end, it was R who blocked it and made sure she is really gone. Also, M bought K an expensive designer bag and jewelry for her birthday, which is not really important, but it pissed me off, and after their affair ended, he kept buying her stuff for her new place. I don't know why, but this is what hurts me a lot. It's not about the stuff. It's about keeping his promise to her while breaking his promise to me. The problem here is L asked me not to reveal that I know this from her because she needs to have a good relationship with M and R. And honestly, I would like to have someone on the inside who tells me if something else happens. So I agreed. I once again confronted M. He once again lied, and without any proof, that's where it ended, and we barely talk now. I feel so lost. It has been a few weeks, and I just don't know what to do. I still want to make our marriage work. I just don't know if it is even possible. And every time I bring any of it up, M tells me he doesn't want to talk about it because it stresses him out so much. He is physically sick, and he is scared of me, and that I will leave him and take our baby with me. Keep in mind, I am a very gentle person. I tried really hard not to fall into toxic patterns, yelled at him once through this all, and called him an a-hole once. There is no way I could be any more understanding. Please, someone tell me what to do. I don't want a divorce. I just don't know if there is any chance left for us. I can't see a future in either scenario. Thank you for tuning in to Roundup Reddit. We hope you found these stories as compelling as we did. If you enjoyed today's episode, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay updated on our latest content. See you next time.